right, boys, today we're diving into something that might seem simple, but it will actually make or break your company. And you're going to hear and you're like, oh, duh, but most people don't do it. So you need to make your client's life easier, meaning don't make them think too much. And I know that sounds obvious, but I pretty much recently made this mistake. So recently I was trying to craft an outreach message and I realized it was way too vague. So instead of prescribing a solution to my potential leads, I was leaving it up to these future clients to decide what they needed, whether they needed help with biz dev or they needed help with content. My message was forcing them to think a lot more than they should. And that's the last thing you want. It hit me with that I was making a completely rookie mistake in business. So you really need to be direct. It's one thing I've already overcome in my personal life, but I hadn't yet applied it to business. So here's where it gets interesting. Think about it like this. When you go on a date with one of these lovely women, I'd say about 95% of them do not want to make any decisions regarding the date at all. They don't want to decide where to eat. They don't want to decide where to go. They don't want to decide what activity to go to. They want to be led down a vortex of fun, adventure, and entertainment without having to think about the details and implementation. That's up to you to decide about. So you need to think of your clients like these lovely ladies, where you need to decide everything for them. You are the expert and you need to push the direction. You need to hold the frame. So they want an enjoyable experience without the stress of any of the logistics. And the same is going to apply to your clients. They don't want to make endless decisions about how you're going to solve their problem. They're paying you to solve their problem. They just want you to guide them, to take away all the pain, give them all the results as smoothly as humanly possible. And your clients, at the end of the day, they want painkillers, not vitamins. You probably heard that said elsewhere, but it's always good to be reminded. And that's when it hit me. So just like my date, where I lead to create an enjoyable experience, in business, I want to do the exact same thing. I need to lead the client by offering a clear solution. And I was making a rookie mistake by letting them take charge and not showing them the best way forward. So if you're doing lead generation for another company, you can always scrape lists, you can get a bunch of leads. But the painful thing is like hopping on those discovery calls, qualifying the leads. So you're going to be paid more if you can do that for your customers, because they're like, I mean, I can get a lead list anywhere. But if you're actually doing the hard work of qualifying, that's when you're taking the burden of this like logistical intensity off your clients. So clients will pay more if you can take away logistical complexity. You know, I'm going to pay Amazon more if they can deliver it directly to my door versus if I have to go to like a 7-Eleven, pick up the package, hop in my car, do all these things. I will pay more for a travel agent that books all my hotels, does all these things, versus if I had to do it myself. So think about how you will apply this. Your job is not just to deliver leads or offer a service. It's to lead your client through the entire process from problem to solution without them feeling the burden of like, oh, I got to do all this stuff. And that's the difference between offering something useful and offering something that's life-changing. So if you're struggling with vague outreach or you feel like you're making your clients think way too much, take a step back, ask yourself, are you really solving their problems or are you just giving them options? Lead your clients, solve their problems, make it as painless as possible, and watch as your value skyrockets. It's like if you're on a date, right? It's a lot better for you to order the food. Like I almost always order the food for the table. And if somebody, I'll ask if there's allergies. Like I'm not crazy. I'm not just going to order like crustaceans for somebody that's allergic to seafood. But you need to be the person that's pushing this forward. And people just love it when like, oh, the food arrives and the bill was just paid for. Oh, that's so crazy. Yeah, because I figured all that out. So you got to do the exact same thing for your clients and figure out the steps in your process and how to make it as pain-free as possible. So that's it for today, boys. Remember, clients are looking for painkillers, not vitamins. And if you want to dive deeper into strategies like this, catch it on the next episode. Give me 5 stars. I'm begging you.